Hi guys, welcome to another exciting episode of Football Panorama. It's so nice having Emmanuel back on set with us. It's been a while. Emmanuel. Yeah. While you were away, there were a lot of activity in the world of football, especially as related to EPL teams.
Yes.
There were a lot of exciting actions over the weekend, and of course, a couple of Premier League teams are in action in the Europe this week, especially in the UEFA Champions League.
Yeah.
So, where do we start? Let's start from the activity and action that happened over the weekend in the EPL. Match day 4. Yeah, match day 4.
Yes.
Yeah. So, where do we start from?
The very first game. I know you'll be very happy. Arsenal beating Nottingham Forest. I expected more goals from Gyökeres, but I think it's somebody that is going to score a lot of goals. I knew that one right from when he was in Sporting and all. I was wishing he would come to Man U. But I see that your wingers are much more daring from both sides. It used to be one side from Saka's side. The left side, we don't know what to happen. There can be a spark. But now we had Eze making the runs, Madueke making the runs. I hope you guys forgive Madueke because some people say it was a mistake by.
I think we all owe Madueke apology.
Yeah.
We all criticized him. And two reasons why people criticized him. It wasn't because of Madueke itself. It was because, one, it was bought from Chelsea. Two, the price tag. People felt like if you're buying someone for that for £52 million, it should be someone that is really exciting, right? But I would say that we all owe him apology. He has done fantastically well. Arsenal 3, Nottingham Forest 0.
Good results for Arsenal because they have to start winning. They have to take those home games points completely and know some cities and some away points that they will take. So Nottingham Forest was a good time to play them. They were having a transition from the old manager to Pochettino, so there was going to be confusion for the players with tactics. But you guys took that moment, scored the goals, and make sure you kept a clean sheet. So that's good for the game because you guys are going to put a statement this season by keeping clean sheet and scoring more goals. Because my own prediction for the Premier League is that it will be so close that goal difference will count.
Yeah, I think the biggest talking stage of that match was the fantastic goal from Zubimendi.
Yeah.
2 wonderful goals. Like the first goal was world class goal. I was really surprised. I'm not sure he even saw that coming. Like he wasn't expecting at the beginning of the match that he could score that kind of goal. But do you think it's a good sign that Arsenal are getting goals involvement from everywhere, from the defense through set piece, and now from the midfield? Zubimendi scored 2 fantastic goals against Nottingham Forest over the weekend.
First, I'll say you should apologize to Zubimendi because you were saying he was not a top notch.
No. My point was he wasn't an upgrade to Partey.
Yes,
that was my point.
But it's going to give you goals, and that's one beautiful thing about Arsenal. They get goals from every department. It's just that they were not just making the right signings for the strikers position. Because we saw last year where Merino was playing the first 9 goals were coming. We saw how Alves, that is not a top striker, making the goals. So everybody can score in Arsenal.
Yeah.
So if these goals come from anybody, and even people that were not even expecting, because Mendy, they say that's the first time in his entire career that he has scored 2 goals in a match.
Yeah.
He has scored only 12 goals in his entire career.
He scored 2 goals in the whole season last season.
Yes.
Yeah, now he scored 2 goals.
So it's interesting, and I like the fact that he was coming much forward because I noticed that he was making those runs, entering those spaces because it's all that I thought would always sit in front of the defenders. But now he followed the instruction to join the attack. It was a good result for him.
Yeah, and it was also good for Gyökeres to score his 3rd goal. He has been under a lot of criticism of recent, but then I think he rose up to the expectation. He scored a fantastic goal and a wonderful assist from Eze to score his 3rd goal. Yeah, let's quickly move to
the next one. Was Burnley versus Brighton 2-1.
Yeah, Burnley. No, not Burnley.
No, Bournemouth.
Bournemouth versus Brighton. See, I said that Brighton has not been fantastic this season. Last season they did well.
Yeah.
And before then they did well. But of recent they've not been really doing much. So I wasn't surprised. I saw that coming and I predicted it in my video before then that Bournemouth will likely win that match. So I was not surprised. What about you?
At that match, I knew that there will be goals from both sides because Bournemouth, I keep saying Burnley, Bournemouth has a very exciting player in this guy that scored. I always forget his name. He scored a penalty. Semenyo.
Yeah.
Semenyo for Bournemouth is someone that makes those runs and is always trying to pick those spaces and get a foul, fall in the box, take penalty, everything. Then Brighton on the other side, they have Mitoma that is rising up again. He was dead last season, but towards the end started rising, but this season he has picked up, showed Man City a lot of problem, and now it's going for goals, scoring goals, so it was a good result. And if you want to talk about the other game that is very similar to that Bournemouth versus Everton game, was the Brentford versus Chelsea game. That game, it was a lot London derby. I expected that Chelsea would just finish Brentford, but Brentford has that plan. You score me, I score you. I will pack the bus. There were literally 8 players behind and 2 players in attack. And those 2 players, when they get the ball, they make those counter attack and score. When Garnacho was on the left trying to work out the goal by Caicedo, I was asking myself that Garnacho has stepped up. He beat 2 players at that side and tried to cross the ball for the deflection.
He has always been a very good player.
Any player that lives by you just becomes better.
I think there's a problem in Man U that is beyond the player. You know, Man U has tried to scapegoat a lot of players in the past. De Gea, Ronaldo, Sancho. But the problem, even when those players left, the problem is still there, right? So, but coming to Chelsea, of course, I didn't see that coming. I actually thought Chelsea would beat Brentford straight up. But kudos to Brentford. They did excellently well.
Yeah.
They didn't have so many chances during the match, but the few they had, they made it count.
Yeah.
And I think that is going to be, to me, I actually felt like Brentford has done more than we expected them to do this season. Yeah, I listed them as one of the candidates for relegation. Yeah. But I think they've won 2 matches or thereabout this season, which is significant, right? So that may just be instrumental to keeping them in the EPL. So the next match
that we have here is West Ham versus Tottenham. So that game is very interesting because we thought Tottenham was falling and West Ham was rising because West Ham won their last game 3-0. But now Tottenham gave them 3-0 away from home in West Ham's home. Now they're already talking about Graham Potter of West Ham being a candidate for being sacked because this season he has had a topsy-turvy league. I think he has 3 losses out of 4. But that game for Tottenham was something of more like a resurrection because they were making sure that they supply the wings, and players like Xavi Simons making assists, players like Papisa just being at the right spot at the right time, collecting the goals. So that was a very good one for Tottenham because this season they will need to tell people that qualifying for Europe as number 16 through the Europa League, it was a fluke, but they will build on it to keep on moving forward.
Absolutely, and I think they've made a significant signing in Xavi Simons and Mohamed Kudus, and of course resurrection of Richarlison. If he can stay fit, injury has been one of his major problems. If he can stay fit, I think that attack is going to cause a lot of trouble. But the problem with them is that consistency. They are not consistent. Today they win, tomorrow they draw, next tomorrow they drop points. So I don't expect them to do so much this season just because of that consistency. But in terms of squad, they have good squad.
Okay. The next match we can take on will be Everton versus Aston Villa. Also, Crystal Palace versus Sunderland. Both of them were draws. So they were not really goals. But in Everton's game, we saw the player of the month, Jack Grealish, coming back with full force to show that he's a star player. Collected the player of the month with 4 assists last month. Then this game was just making the run, shooting, passing. But what I was going to point out for Everton against Aston Villa is that Everton has proven that they have a sound defense. All their defenders are knowing the job to do. Staying back, protecting the ball. Because for them to lock up players like Watkins, Rogers, or Aston Villa, that shows their good.
Everton has always been very disciplined. They don't concede so much. Even last season, they've always been a very difficult team to beat, right? But one question is, can we say Aston Villa is really retrogressing? Like, are they going back? Because you expect Aston Villa at some point they were part of the firepower in the EPL.
Yeah.
But they are really struggling.
I think their problem, one of Aston Villa's problem is that they were not able to organize preseasons. I think they did not do so many preseason games, and they had some outgoings. They did not make so many signings, and all the speculation about the players. Oh, will Martinez, the keeper, stay? Will Watkins stay? There was just almost all their players had this speculation that they will leave. So that really made the team unstable because imagine being in the dressing room and they say, will you be around for next match? I say I don't know, my agent is making it. So all those ones, the coach even tried to make some replacements for these players that were under speculation. But I think they will pick up because Watkins, for example, is known not to score in the month of August. He's known not to score, but he will still pick up and provide 20 goals before the end of the season. So I'm very glad that they did not concede and they were able to keep a clean sheet also.
Let's see how it goes.
For Crystal Palace and Sunderland, Crystal Palace were expecting the best from them because they started picking up. They say Mateta is connecting with Sa. They have their own Sa, and even they were going to score goals. But Sunderland has been trying to tell us that they are not going to be relegated. Though. They make clean sheet, they attack. Like personally, I like one of their players. It's called Redendo. It's their left back. Redendo makes those runs and comes back so quickly. Like you're wondering that left wing, anybody facing him from the right in the opposite team will not even see any place to go. And they had a very good showing. So we can just go to the next match. And this is Newcastle versus Wolves.
Newcastle versus Wolves. Yeah. No surprises, actually.
Yeah.
No surprises. Newcastle is a team that, like I said, since they lost Isak, there is no super individual talent in that team.
Mm-hmm.
However, they are a compact team.
Yeah.
They are playing together. They are doing well, and on their day, they can beat anything.
Mm-hmm.
Wolves, on the other hand, are one of the other candidates I predicted for relegation this season. They lost good players. They lost Kunha. And of course, they made some signings, but I don't see them showing the consistency to stay in the EPL. But let's see how it goes. What's your take about that match?
That game was interesting because Newcastle, they've been in the spotlight for so long for two reasons. They tried to sign someone, somebody steals the player. They tried to sign someone says going somebody else. They have their striker that was in the person of Isak, and he says he's leaving. He left, they brought in someone, but that person scored in his debut game.
Yeah,
it scored in his first start. I don't know that. I think that was his first start or maybe debut game.
Yeah, debut.
So there's a lot we should expect from them. And Wolves, I'm happy they signed the striker. They've always had this problem of the striking, but they signed this Nigerian player, Tolu Arokodare.
Arokodare, yeah.
He's tall, he's strong. Let's see what he does this season. So the other game we'll talk about is Fulham versus Leeds, 1-0. Those are just games that I don't even know what I'm talking about there.
Yeah, I didn't see that match personally, so I don't know much. Of course, what you expect for them to win.
Yeah.
Leeds started well, but I don't see them. They've not been showing that consistency. Since they lost against Arsenal. I think since they lost against Arsenal, I think they are losing the second match in a row now. I think they are going to struggle a lot. They are going to struggle a lot. A lot of these teams coming up from Championship are going to struggle a lot. But let's see how it goes. Fulham has a good team as well, right? On their day, Fulham can beat any team in the EPL.
Sure.
I'm not surprised. They have quality players there, and sometimes they are just inconsistent. Sometimes matches you expect them to do very well, they end up fumbling. Matches you don't expect them to do well, they do well. So they are just like that. They are just like Tottenham to me. Just that maybe Tottenham is a little above them, but to me, I put them in the same category.
Okay, so Liverpool versus Burnley. I think they are trying to make sure Liverpool wins the league.
Well, as much as a lot of people are saying that, but I don't think there's a conspiracy. Because, for instance, if you look at the handball, it was a clear handball, right? The handball, even is it Anaba? I mean, what is the name of it?
Anaba.
Yeah, could not even deny it. Immediately it happened, he knew. He just so he knew it was handball. But what I keep saying is that Liverpool is going to be exposed very soon. They've been too lucky. In fact, Anslot mentioned it today that they've been lucky to be at the top of the table because 4 games now, and it has been one lucky chance that has made them skate through at least 3 of those matches.
In injury time
against Newcastle, against Arsenal, 1 free kick, and now against Burnley. I honestly think there will be a lot of goal as I predicted. Of course, I predicted that Liverpool is going to win that match, but I also mentioned that there should be a lot of goals, right? Because I'm talking about the firepower of Liverpool, right? Mohamed Salah and maybe Isak or what's the name of this other guy? That's Ekitike. But they struggled.
Yeah.
They significantly struggled. And I think they are going to be exposed soon. I just keep saying it. They are going to be exposed very, very soon because you cannot always be this lucky every time against teams, right? But let's see how they play in the Champions League. Let's see if that luck, if that luck that is showing up for them in the EPL can save them also in the.
So we
in
saved the
Champions
best for the last. Manchester City versus Manchester United. I was watching that match and I was just like, what is actually going on? Because Man City did not play a sweet game. They had a spark in person of Doku. But if they faced another team this way, probably this team will outscore them.
See, Man U is just bad.
It's just bad, yes.
Man
But in
U-
that phase that we don't know what's going on.
Man U is just bad because, like you said, Man City was not fantastic.
Yeah.
Man U is just that bad. But I keep wondering why? Because you guys have good players. Your attacking line are fantastic player individually. Diallo, is it Diallo? No, Dogu and Hamad
Yes.
are fantastic player. Fernandes is one of the best in the EPL. So you guys have players, right? You have individual. These guys are good. What is going on? Is it going to be a coach issue, or are you guys missing someone in the midfield, or what is the problem?
I don't know, because you look at it and you expect some tactical powers from the coach. First off, you've lost Cunha before the beginning of the game. You've lost Dalot to play your right wing or right wing defense. I expected that you would have started Fernandes up front, like between, like started Fernandes so very like on an 8, yes,
Okay,
very close
okay.
as an attacking midfielder, not like a central midfielder. Then played Ahmad as a supporting 8, then played Mbeumo as the first 9. But if you wanted to start Sesko, because Sesko really pissed me off, I feel Sesko should have been sold by half 9. But by half time, if you wanted to start Sesko, it should have still played Fernandes on your first 9 or on an 8, so that you use two midfielders in the presence of Mino and Casemiro. I don't know what Ugarte is doing these days, whether he has family issues or whether he just wants to be a spoiler. But that guy is messed up these days. Because you wonder what he did for 90 minutes that you cannot just, the stats were just against what the start of a defensive midfielder would be. So at the end of the day, if there's injury in the team, we understand, but they should continue to use Bruno further up before Kuna comes. Use Mino. Mino is begging to play. The coach will come today, tomorrow, say anything he wants to say. But I'll just raise up my hand and say 3 games. I heard today that the coach Amorim has 3 games. That after those 3 games, they are going to sack him if he doesn't get a good result from 3 games.
I think they've cut him enough slack. Actually,
It's-
I think
it's time.
they've given him enough time. And I saw in the news today that he said he won't change his philosophy.
Is that so?
That if they're gonna sack him, they
Very
should sack him.
stubborn man like this.
It's quite stubborn because whatever he's doing, obviously, is not working.
It's not working.
And a good team, a good coach, just like Mikel Arteta is changing now. If you remember when Mikel Arteta came to Arsenal newly, he was playing back 3.
Yeah.
It was the first season he was playing back 3. Now he has changed, and now his style of play has also changed this season. So coach, they evolve, right, based on the demand of the game. I don't know the reason why Amorim said he will never change. Well, let's see how it goes, but I doubt it. If he's going to survive the next 3 games, I so much doubt it. I don't think he's going to be.
With Chelsea coming.
I don't think he's going to be in Man U much longer.
Yeah.
I think this is just a very good point to stop this for today. Yeah. We've been able to analyze all the matches played over the weekend. And if you are not currently following us, please follow us, subscribe, like this video, put on the notification so that you can always be aware when we drop new video. Once again, this is Toshine and this is Emmanuel. We are reaching you on Football Panorama. So this is from us to you. Have a wonderful day ahead.
Enjoy the Champions League.
Yeah.